Hello friends and followers, my name is Eyal Melamed. I'm a real estate broker here in Florida, and today we're going to the City Hall of Hollywood to interview the mayor, Mr. Josh Levy, and ask him about the real estate here in Florida. Hey Josh, how are you?
Good, Eyal. Great to have you.
Thank you for having us. So first, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you start your career?
Sure. So, been the mayor of Hollywood for a privilege to be in the position for about 7 years now. Myself grew up here in Hollywood, went to Hollywood Hills High School, University of Florida, NSU for law, started practicing law, bought my house in Hollywood, decided I wanted to be involved in the city, volunteered with my civic association, served on the planning and zoning board for 12 years. And then, of course, observing the city, you find yourself feeling that you can contribute to the success of the city, wanting to see good things for your city, and you run for office. And so I encourage anyone out there, if you're interested in the welfare of your city and making it better, consider running for office. It's a great thing to be able to do. It's a privilege, and it's not that hard if you put your soul into it and you want good things. I think people see the transparent desire to just do good for your city. And so I encourage people out there to run for office. It's the American way.
It's very inspiring that you are not born here in the US, right? You were born in Israel and you still got this prestige position. So I think it's a great thing to...
It speaks to the United States and the opportunity that's here.
Yes, beautiful. So tell me, what are some of your challenges as the mayor of Hollywood, such a nice, beautiful city?
So, like any city, we have challenges that we ought to find a way to really overcome in order to have the city, fulfill its vision. The challenges could be financial, it could be annual budget challenges, because we all want the best for our cities. I want to renew our parks, add new playgrounds, fix our streets, add sidewalks, reduce traffic congestion. We want to do all these things, build new facilities for the public. All those things cost money. And if you don't have money to do all that, then you really are in a pickle, right? So we work to grow the budget. That's how we overcome it. We work to control the city spending, make sure that we're doing things responsibly. So the challenge sometimes is how long it takes to be able to address things. But we're lucky, we're fortunate, and we're here in South Florida. There's a lot of focus here, and the federal government, the state, the county government, all, when we have serious things happening, they're here to help us, so we're fortunate.
What's the current budget of the city?
Last year's operating budget, about $672 million. It's kind of like the challenge is on us. If we grow our city, make it a city where people want to buy their house, open a business, and that creates value in the property, the more desirable the city is, the more people are willing to pay to live there. So if we create a desirable city, we're rewarded with high property values, our residents are, and that in turn helps to fund the city services because we rely on those values to generate those that percentage of taxes that goes to the city. Your property tax, a third of it about goes to the school board, a third goes to the county, and about a third goes to the city. So we're working to grow that piece of our pie.
And most of the revenue comes from the property taxes.
Yeah, that's the largest source of funds for the general fund is property taxes. Yep.
So
and then of course we've got fees, building permit fees, franchise fees, user fees that really make up the rest, grants from other levels of government, things like that. But the largest part is property tax, and thankfully we've had a successful past 7 years. Since I've been elected, when I was elected, the city was at $13.2 billion in taxable value. Today, 7 years later, we're at over $21 billion.
Oh, wow.
21 from 13, and so the percentage increase has been historic and record-breaking, and really fortunate for us because no matter what happens on the revenue growth, whether the housing market goes up or down, our expenses as a city for operating continue to go up regardless. So thank God we have this real estate market that we've had, but it's a double-edged sword now because sometimes it's making housing unaffordable for a lot of people. So we're now encouraging the construction of additional housing so we can increase the supply, which will hopefully fight the demand and equalize and make things more stable so that people can find a place to live in a more affordable way.
Let's talk about the demand because you mentioned it. So can you tell us I know many people are migrating to Hollywood and to Florida. Can you build enough units to fight it?
So the planners will tell you, and the population demographics over 900 people a day moving to Florida. A decent portion of them looking to find a home in Broward County and in Hollywood. And so as a region, as South Florida, we are tens and tens of thousands of units short, if not over about 200,000 units short of just units that we need today to accommodate the natural growth, people having families, kids wanting to grow and leave the house, find their own first starter apartment. It might seem like we're overbuilding as a region, but we're not. The projection is that there's tens and tens of thousands of additional units that we need just to keep up with a very I would say conservative growth rate. Hollywood has had a 0.8 growth rate over the past 10 years. We project the same. The county does project the same for us for the next 20 years. So we're not talking about like breakneck growth rates, even for stable growth rates, because we're all built out cities. You need to see buildings going vertical in order to just accommodate the very relaxed growth rate that built out cities can still enjoy. And so you might see a changing landscape of buildings going up, but that's because we've ran out of room to grow out, and people have demands. Families want their kids to have places to live. Empty nesters want to be able to move to somewhere different than their big house that they raised their family in. And unless we provide that new supply, it really limits people's mobility in our own community. These are people that could live in Hollywood and just want to find a new, different space. Well, everything is now, of course, occupied. The percentage of homes that sell in a given year are less than 4%, and so we know there's great demand, and so we look to build additional supply. Yeah.
With all that great demand, do you feel that house prices will appreciate with the time?
So we hope that the additional supply will stabilize the price increases that we've seen, and that goes for the entire region, not just Hollywood. We're not in a bubble on our own selves. But look, we have a very attractive place where people want to move to, whether they're moving from the cold climates of the Northeast, which is the largest source of our migration, to just people who want to move in between and to and from places in South Florida. South Florida is, we might not realize it, but this is a great place to live.
It is.
Like when you think about your options around the world.
Yes.
Look at Hollywood Beach, for example, that beautiful broadwalk we have.
Amazing.
Awarded as one of the 10 greatest public spaces in the United States by the American Planning Association. Anyone who's visited Hollywood Beach, and if you haven't, everybody, Hollywood Beach, the Broadwalk, Eyal, you and I were talking about it. One of the most special places that you can visit. Take a walk, ride your bike, jog, take a stroll, go to a nice casual restaurant. It's such a beautiful promenade there that you can spend a day in. We talked about train connectivity, right? We talked about the Brightline train and a soon-to-come station in Hollywood called University Station for Broward's new rail line. It's part of the Mobility Advancement Program of Broward County. So a lot underway. It's really exciting for our region. We're growing up in many ways.
Amazing. So you mentioned the Brightline, and I have a lot of investors looking for the next hot spot.
Sure.
What regarding areas would you recommend and suggest?
So I love this neighborhood called Parkside. It's just south of downtown Hollywood. It's between Dixie Highway at the west, Federal Highway at the east, between downtown Hollywood, Hollywood Boulevard, and then Pembroke Road to the south. That neighborhood is seeing the most infill development. We're talking about people buying up residential properties, and they could be multiple like duplex, triplex properties, maybe assembling one or two of them together and bringing plans for a 40-unit property, a 20-unit property, or an 80-unit property, depending on your footprint. Have connectivity with the train, be also close to I-95, be close to Aventura, Fort Lauderdale.
So you encourage developers to come and set
in and
up
around
plans.
downtown is my answer. We have what's called a regional activity center. It's a whole new zoning that we laid out some years ago for that area. So there's great opportunity to build small to large multifamily in what's called the RAC, the Regional Activity Center. And for people who want more information, choosehollywoodfl.com is our economic development website that'll introduce you to different things. You can also feel free to contact me, my office. We have an economic development department that can help guide people, speak to your architects, speak to you, Eyal. People like you certainly know where the hotspots are. We have a lot of opportunity.
Amazing. Okay, Josh, thank you so much for your time. Very interesting,
Thank
very
you,
informative.
Appreciate you coming here and helping shine a light on Hollywood.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you for watching. This was very informative, very interesting. Now we know where to invest. If you like to watch more of my videos, keep following me, Nadlan in Miami, and I will see you in my next videos.